Hold on, do the countdown. Hey, what's going on? 8 o'clock already? Yeah, oh boy. The live stream of the Eric Zane Show podcast brought to you. First off, A&E Heating and Cooling. I cannot wait to give you the details of what Joe Martinez is doing. He's in one of those give back moods. You know, you hear people say that all the time. Yeah, I want to give back. And I cannot wait to fill you in on these details. It is really spectacular. But before we get into that, that'll be a little bit later on in the show. I do need to remind you that his business is just it's a real godsend of assuredness, because when it comes to heating and cooling, you want to make sure you got the right guy. You know, a lot of the times you just kind of like pick and choose who you saw driving down the street last time. Well, a lot of these companies with a fleet of vehicles and 50,000 employees, there's a lot of overhead, which means you pay more. We pass the costs along to the customer. Joe Martinez doesn't have to do that. He has no brick and mortar building, okay? All he has is what's between the ears, a couple of family members who assist him, and a van, all right? That's it. And that's one of the reasons why he can give you the best expertise, because he's better than all of them doing the job. He just doesn't have all that overhead to go along with it, which means less chance of you getting screwed in the butthole with charges that you don't need, you know? Something that might cost a certain amount of dollars with any other company is going to be a hell of a lot less with somebody like Joe Martinez. So, go ahead and get an estimate on a few people. But just make sure that Joe Martinez is the last one in line, and you will be all set there. All right? Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling, 616-516-8579. All right. While I'm at it, thanks again to my friends at Terrytown RV. They're on Division between 68th and 76th Street. TerrytownRV.com is the website. TerrytownRV.com. Go pick one out. Say, hey, man, this one looks good. You call them up, or you click a button that says contact me, and boom, you're in business. You can shop online. You can do it in person. They have everything in place there to make this a awesome experience for you at Terrytown RV, TerrytownRV.com. One more before we begin officially. Great Legs Winery, Brewery, Distillery, LLC. If you only knew about all the amazing things that we did, the fun that we had on Friday night at Great Legs Winery, Brewery, Distillery, LLC. It was a hell of a party. Our second Great Legs get-together was on Friday. More about that a little bit later on in the show, but you can get more information about these folks. They are in Holland, Michigan. If you're into, the local company that makes their own wine, that makes their own beer, that makes their own grappa? What the hell is that? You Italians know what grappa is. We were passing around the grappa. It's like $6 a shot for grappa at Great Legs. You can get a double for 10. Man, that one dude, Tyler, was just knocking back the grappa. That I'm telling you, that's supposed to be like a sipper, but he was just like, kablam, kablam. Oh, my God. Thank you to Great Legs Winery, Brewery, Distillery, LLC for hosting our party. It is August 24th, 2020, a birthday girl, part of the Eric Zane Show podcast household. More on that in a second. The Eric Zane Show podcast begins now.
And now, here's a guy who has never won a congeniality award at any radio station anywhere. I will fight you in the streets. It's the Eric Zane Show podcast with your host, Eric Zane.
Thank you very much, Butthurt Johnny. Welcome into the Eric Zane Show podcast. This is a daily show covering news, nonsense, and my personal adventures. Right here in the
Metalworks
Body Shop Fear Bunker Studio. That's right. Oh, my God.
Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening? Hey, what's happening?
All right, man. Yeah, really late today. You know, normally I start the show not quite, well, every day it's late. Every day, oh yeah, show starts at 8, and then it never, ever quite works out that way. It's always, you know, a few minutes late. Today I was like, screw it. I am intentionally starting late, but you know, I'll make it up to you somehow, some way. Got a lot of exciting things to talk about. First off, yes, my daughter Madison is 18. I'm 18, and I don't know what I want. I'm like, yeah, you going to listen to Alice Cooper? Yeah. No, she goes, I don't know who that is, Dad. I go, it's all right. Alice Cooper, one of the nicest guys in all of entertainment. I met Alice Cooper backstage at Wendler Arena in Saginaw, Michigan. He's sitting there on a couch. I walk in. I go, hey, Vince, how are you? He goes, hey, Eric, good to see you. I just interviewed him like moments before, a couple hours before on the radio, and then I drove to the facility, and I see him there. And so I go, hey, Vince, it's Eric. You're like, why Vince? His real name is Vince. Vince, how are you? He goes, not bad, man. Sit down, have a seat. I'm like, what? And he's just sitting there on a couch, and we're just sitting there shooting the shit, and he doesn't yet have his stage clothes or his stage makeup on. This looks like a normal dude. And I go, hey, can I get you to sign something? You know, this is way back when cell phones didn't even exist. And he goes, yeah, absolutely. So what did I have on me? I had a picture of my son, Jim, when he's like 1. And he's like holding a teddy bear. And I go, here, sign this. And he looks at it. He goes, that's a good-looking kid. I go, I know. That's my son. So he turns it over and he signs it, Alice Cooper. And that was it. So I got a picture somewhere around this house. On the back of it is Alice Cooper's signature, for God's sake. All right, how did I get to that? Well, it's because I was saying, I'm 18, and I don't know what I want. 18, I just don't know what I want. Now I want to record the Insane Asylum. I got to put some more Alice Cooper on there this week just because of that. Yeah, so Madison, 18 years ago. Boy, that was a hell of a childbirth. Eric just in the middle of changing jobs. I had, boy, that was fucked up, man. I had gotten fired from a station in Knoxville. How many times have I started a story with, I had gotten fired? I had gotten fired from this shitty station in Knoxville, Tennessee, and had been rehired already by another station in New Jersey. And I had, even more so of this story. I was working with Free Beer and Hot Wings. And so we were kind of getting along. And the story goes that management wanted to fire Hot Wings. And this had happened, oh my God, once, twice. There was two times for sure that he was going to get fired. And the third time, he was going to be asked to take a massive pay cut because it was felt that he didn't carry his weight. So I got cornered by someone who said to me on that third one, we need to cut his pay. And I'm like, dude, this is going to be a problem. We got to figure this out. I don't think this is a good idea. I think we should sidestep this. So we didn't. But the other two times, I mean, legit, it was we are going to fire Hot Wings. And the most egregious of them was the Knoxville incident, because they said, he's out. We're going to take you and free beer, and you guys are going to do the show. Now, I said, well, oh boy. Now, I was the assistant program director at the time at this station, and that was a terrible thing. I hated that. I had to schedule the music. Scheduling music on a radio station means you just hit a button, and it's just stupid. This dumb computer picks out the songs you're going to play, the 300 songs that you play over and over and over again. Radio's gotten worse since then. And the guy that I was working with, the boss, his name was Jim. He corners me because, yeah, we're gonna fire Hot Wings. I go, what? Oh my God, what the fuck, man? Holy shit, we can't do that. Yeah, we're gonna do that, and I don't want you to say a word to him. Okay, you keep your mouth shut. We're gonna fire him. So I'm like, oh no, this is terrible. So then I went out to lunch that day with Hot Wings. It was during Lent. I remember we went to a bar and we each got some fish. We're sitting there, and I'm fucking sweating it. I'm like, oh, man, this is terrible. I don't know what to do. I go, look, dude, I got some bad news. What is it? I go, they're going to shit can you tomorrow. It's going down. And he's like, oh, fuck, this is terrible news. I go, yeah, dude, we got to figure something out. We can't break up the team. All right, great. Well, I don't know what we're going to do. So then the next day, the general manager, his name was Dave Sachs. He sucked as much as everybody else at that station. He comes in. He doesn't know what the fuck he's doing. This big, tall guy, he thought he was hot shit. He's in that studio with us, and we're sitting there trying to plead our case to keep the team together. I'm already in trouble because I shouldn't have said anything, and they already know that I spilled the beans. Fuck that. I'm not gonna keep it from them. So in that discussion, I'm like, yeah, we're having this discussion. And then I ended up getting really, really agitated because I could sense a lot of bullshit in the meeting. And I stood up and I said, look, we're just, what was the words? Someone's going to get fucked, and it's not going to be us, is what I said to the guy. This is the general manager of the radio station. Typical hot-headed move. But some of you might even be able to oh, yeah, fuck yes. I go, somebody's getting fucked, and it's not us. And I walked out, and he was in my way, so I pushed him. I walk out and went home for the day. And I was furious. And then the next day comes around, and they fired me, and I think they ended up giving Chris a raise. So imagine how this went. I fucking took it and got fired over this deal. Oh my God. Now, a lot of that's my fault, but at the same time, we were thick as thieves. So, we had to stick together at that time, but it was just a nightmare. After getting fired, I went and bought a van. I literally went to a dealership and bought a vehicle. Hey, where are you working? I work at the phone. Yeah, it's great. It's great. Because they when you're filling out the application. Holy shit. So I get fired. Diana's pregnant with Madison. All right. I think I'm fucking up some of that story. Yeah, I am. Before I had told Hot Wings that he was going to get fired. We had been in the process of trying to get this other job in New Jersey on the Hawk. And then when we said we want to leave, I'm probably messing up the timeline on some of this. When we said we wanted to leave, that's when Dave Sachs said, he didn't want to let us out of the contract or something like that. And that's when I got frustrated. That's what happened. And then I stormed out of there, but the rest is true. But it did go from Hot Wings getting fired to Hot Wings has a promotion. I mean, they actually gave him more money to stay on. But we ended up leaving, of course. I had to leave early after I got fired. We got hired in Jersey. I had to leave my pregnant wife while I went to Jersey to try to get the ball rolling on this new startup radio station called The Hawk. And that actually wasn't that bad, starting the radio station up, but it was rough being away from the family while your wife's pregnant. Oh, my God. And then so I would fly back as often as I could and see her and the kids, Jim and Jack. They were very young. This is just post 9/11, about a year or so. And then, yes, August 24th, 2002, she had the baby. 6 days later, we were packed up. This is after Diana was recovering from a cesarean section, major surgery. We packed everything up and drove to New Jersey. There's my wife. She's laying in the car. Oh, God, it hurts so bad. We got a 5 or 6 day old baby, and Jim and Jack, my mom and Wally were there. I was pulling a U-Haul with all my shit in it. Oh, my God. What a time to be alive. Happy birthday, Madison. 18. I just don't know what I want today. Man. Okay. And by the way, Diana's pregnant right now. No, totally impossible. Can't happen. Today on the show, I have to update you on the kidney. Okay, I've got kidney news. Hashtag Eric's giving a kidney. All right. Some of you who might just be checking this show out for the first time in a long time or the first time ever, you're like, what is he doing? What is he doing with giving away a kidney? Yeah, I'm donating a fucking kidney, man. And I cannot wait. Hockey announcer Mike Milbury is getting hammered by the woke crowd. This is embarrassing. Zaniacs are paying it forward as well as sponsors. Man, this show, I'm telling you, it's all about paying it forward. So much has been happening. Albion College, that's a small college, liberal arts college, I believe, in Michigan, has about 1,500 students. The students are like, look, man, we're not going to go back unless it's safe, man. All these colleges, as soon as people get there, they're getting sick. And we're Albion strong, man. We got to have a great college here. No one's got to get sick. So the dean's like, all right, I got a plan. And then he unveils the plan, and the students are like, no way, man. No, forget it. Fuck that. They're so butthurt over their forward approach. We had a Great Legs event. Great Legs get together. I talked to you. I mentioned that in the open a little bit. A lot of people traveled from far away. It was a good time, man. We almost saw some boobs. Talk about that. Sofia Vergara. Remember her? Modern Family. She was just featured prominently in a story about Ellen. The woke crowd was like, oh, man, we got to cancel Ellen because she made fun of Sofia Vergara's accent. You know how Sofia Vergara has been coming on that show for like a decade. And everybody's like, oh, man, yeah, but Ellen, she's making fun of the way she talks because she's a Latina. All right, Sofia Vergara is cleaning up this mess. I'm telling you, the pendulum is swinging back to Ellen. I think it's going to come back to her. I'm starting to like her. The only thing I don't like about Ellen right now is how she's like sucking up to all these people who are saying that the show should be canceled for mean. And free Patreon from Bennett Flooring Installation. In fact, let me just start with that. I tried my best to screw this up all weekend long, but Jacob Bennett said, look, I want to give away 10 one-year Tier 1 memberships to your Patreon. And I don't know how I managed to screw that up, but I promoted it as, hey, they're giving away 10 two-month memberships. And he goes, no, dummy. I'm giving away 10 one-year memberships to Tier 1. I'm like, how the fuck did I get that? So then I fixed it, and then he says, no, you're still getting it wrong. Look again. So then I finally figured it out, and I posted it appropriately. So this is so great. If you want to take part in the Patreon and have a chance at getting a free one-year Tier 1 Patreon membership from Bennett Flooring Installation, first of all, I've got a couple of posts that are up on social media. All you have to do is like it, comment about it, share it, whatever, and you're in. Okay? You can do that. Some of you are like, why would I share it? That's decreasing my... Yes, you're right. That is decreasing your chances of winning. But I don't want to make it so that you have to share it in order to enter. I just want you to be able to like it. I want as many people as possible to have a shot at this prize. Or if you're not going to be on Twitter or Facebook, just email me, Eric at Eric Zane Show. Subject, it must be. This is the only thing that it must be. It must say free Patreon. because I am going, when I'm getting the names, I'm going to search on my inbox the keywords free and Patreon. And if they're not there, it's not going to call up your email. So you must do that. Okay. Show is streamed and in a lot of places, as you know. I got people on YouTube. In fact, you can find me on YouTube. Follow on YouTube. Just search Eric Zane Show. Facebook, facebook.com/Eric Zane fan page. That is brought to you by Irvine's Auto Repair, Grand Rapids Hybrid, and a Periscope video. That's a Blue Frost IT joint at Eric Zane Show on the Blue Frost IT Twitter. Okay, now it's weird because I'm looking at the live stream right now, and I'm looking at the comments, and the only comments I see are from YouTube, and YouTube is populated a lot less than Facebook or even Twitter. For some reason, it of the three is the least viewed. But yet, if you watch it on Twitter, damn it, on YouTube, it is the most beneficial because I get money for it. And all right, I see Jason Mays is on YouTube, and I see Patriot Nick. So those are the only comments I see. Basically, the only comments that I see is Patriot Nick. He writes, when it comes to heating and cooling, you've got God and Joe on your side. He writes, great legs, where Eric gets Diana drunk for butt stuff. My God. Speaking of butt hurt, are we going to hear from Diana today? Probably. Eric's stories start off with, I had just gotten fired like an old two guys walk into a bar joke. All right. Kent. Okay, what's up? Amanda. Hey! I spent a lot of time with Amanda at Great Legs. More on that a little bit later on, but yeah, it's always good to bring in the Queen of the Forest, brought to you by my friends at Baldwin Ace Hardware on the edge of the Manistee National Forest. This ought to be rough because we have been doing nothing but fighting, Diana and I. Hey, what are you doing there?
I'm on my way to take O'Neill to the vet.
Okay. Yeah. So okay, he's there. He's going with you to the vet. What does he need? What is he going to the vet for?
He needs his rabies vaccination and his whatever vaccination and his whatever vaccination.
Okay, you got to check on his paw. His paw is pretty jacked.
Yeah, I'm gonna have him check that out too.
Okay, now don't look at the phone while you're driving. I don't want you to get in a wreck. You know.
I'm not. It's the first day of school for Hudsonville, so I have to go the school speed limit.
When is the first day of school for you?
Tomorrow.
Feel pretty good about that, don't you? I know you're stoked.
I am.
It's got to be like 150 degrees in the classroom.
Pretty much.
Okay, so why?
And you know what? What's worse? What's even worse about that is we can't even run fans. We can't use fans because it circulates all the germs.
Okay, yeah. Well, just soak in it. Just absorb in your mind that this is going to be awesome, and you're going to have so much fun seeing all your old friends and those amazing those amazing students. I mean, you're lucky. You're lucky.
I am very excited about that.
Okay. All right. Well, it was just a horrible weekend for fighting. You started several fights with me over the weekend, and I thought maybe you should that we should have that discussion here for the world to enjoy.
I started them all?
Well, yeah, for sure you started them all.
I don't think that's true. Would you like to start another one?
No. It seems like even this morning you started in on me right away because I locked the door. Who picks fights with someone for locking a door?
Listen, how many times have I told you the upper lot does not need to be locked? If you lock the lower lot, that's plenty. And then, especially if you set the alarm. Now, granted, the alarm was not set last night for some reason, but the big huge lock on the top does not need to be locked because A, it's impossible. I can't hardly reach it, and B, it's impossible to unlock. It gets stuck.
Well, first of all, you can reach it. You can open it, and I showed you how to do that today. It's no big deal. And what's the point of having two locks on the door if you're not going to use them? Oh, yeah, I got you. I got you right there.
I just think it's overkill.
Okay, fight number 2. Let's see. It was the cat box. Again, looked like a disaster. And I said, what's going on? We got to empty this. And then you said, okay, we don't have any cat litter. Why don't we have any cat litter? And then you said, because it's getting delivered. And I made a great point. I go, look, if I run out of coffee and it's on order and I need more coffee, I can go to the store and buy more coffee while I wait for the delivery to get to the house. Yes?
Did you say that in that calm, cool, collected manner? No, you did not.
And then I said, look, if we don't start taking care of these cat boxes, we're going to have to get rid of the cats. And what was your...
You didn't say it like that either, but okay.
Okay, what did you say when I said that? What word did you say?
Good.
Okay, that's it. That's what did it. That's what got you the fuck you. When you said good about the cats. I mean, what the fuck? Why would you say that?
I was annoyed.
Yeah, but the cats are sitting right there. They're like, fuck you, lady.
Okay, like they really understand.
That's bullshit. Language. They're part of my family. You can't say that about the cats. I said, fuck you. And then you responded more, and I go, shut up. And then you just dropped what you were doing, and you stormed off. And where did you go?
To the store to buy frickin' cat litter.
Yes. So there you go. It proves that I was right.
Mm-hmm.
But then I called you, and then you dropped. Okay, I recently stopped taking this anti-anxiety medicine. Right?
You've totally stopped it now?
Well, I'm stopping it. I'm a handful of days from not being on it anymore. I'm done with it. And then you said what? Tell everybody what you said about the anti-anxiety medicine.
I don't think I want to rehash this.
No, I do. This is great.
Everybody... Well, I don't.
You dropped it on me that if you don't, hey, you better stop. This is bullshit. You better stop. You're gonna have to start taking that medicine. That has nothing to do with it.
I do think you're a little bit more agitated than normal.
All right. Well,
I think you get agitated easier than you did when you were on it.
Did you like the makeup sex?
Okay, I gotta go.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, that's right. Use me and abuse me. All right. I love you.
Love you too. Bye.
Okay. Wait a second. You're not mad at me, are you?
No, I'm not mad at you.
Okay. Good.
Okay, I love you.
Okay, bye. I love you too. There you go.
Get you later.
Yep. Okay, there you go. Queen of the Forest. It was nonstop fight screw weekend. That's how it went. Thanks a lot. Oh my God. Hang on. Excuse me. Okay, where am I? The open of the Eric St. Joe podcast. Irvine's Auto Repair, 616-532-6600. Amazing place to get your car fixed. Yeah, when you don't know who to call upon, that's a bummer, man. When you're like, hey, holy shit, I need my car fixed, and I have no idea where to take the car. You need to have someone that you can trust. That's what Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid is all about. If you are in the West Michigan market, I encourage you to reach out to them so you can take advantage of the amazing expertise, domestics, Asians, and Europeans. All these makes and models of cars, they fix it all. And the best in the business when it comes at, well, they're the best at everything, but hybrid repair is something that not every place can do, you know. In fact, a lot of the times the dealerships call on Irvine's. Irvines.com is their website. Thank you to them for being on board with the show. Irvine's Auto Repair Grand Rapids Hybrid. It was 1 year ago that I was at Irvine's for the 28th Street Metro Cruise event. They had like a car show as the Metro Cruise was just getting started there. That was awesome. We had to push that aside this year because of COVID. But, that didn't stop people along 28th Street. I was driving up and down 28th Street, and I think people kind of did their own thing. This would be the weekend that this event would happen. So you see all these badass cars driving down the street. I had to do limo work over the weekend for a wedding that I had to do, and getting to affordable limousine and party bus was a little bit more time consuming because the road was packed with badass cars. And then this place called Rogers Plaza is this gigantic parking lot just full of hot rods, and it was hot rods, menagerie of different people from all walks of life. And then the Trump supporters, this is like, they were in like full support. I didn't see one Biden sign, but I saw a ton of Trump signs, man. They had all these Trump fans are lined up there. They got all their signs and their barbecue grills and their hot rods, and I did not see one show of support for Joe Biden. I guess, maybe Biden supporters aren't into muscle cars. I have no idea, but I saw a lot of Trump supporters that were there. So, but everybody was cool. It was great to see everybody that, different walks of life, and there wasn't anything stupid going on. Everybody was laid back, because I'm sure you had a lot of people that were there who didn't support Trump, but nobody gave a shit. Everybody had a good time. So, all right, well done. Baldwin Ace Hardware, as I mentioned, they are up north on the edge of the Manistee National Forest. If you're going up north, do me a favor and drop by there for anything you might need. Any type of supplies, any DIY projects that you might be working on. Baldwin Ace Hardware, right at the edge of the Manistee National Forest. Don't go to like Lowe's and Home Depot and get all your shit and bring it up. Get it at Baldwin Ace Hardware. They have everything you need, okay? And then last for this set of sponsors, JM Synthetics. First off, thanks to Jason for the shirt. This is my JM Synthetics shirt. It says, "Runs on Freedom." Very cool. I wanted one of these, so he got me. Look at this. I busted these out because he gave these to me. I actually gave them to my dad, and my dad said, "You can have this one. You can have this one." The AMSOIL Heavy Duty Degreaser. This is something you can get at jmsynthetics.com. You got the degreaser. So, maybe you've got like a lawnmower that you're going to clean it up really well. You use the degreaser. Maybe like you're degreasing the motor. All the oil's caked on there, the dust and grime. Fast-acting citrus-based degreaser. Safely removes grease, oil, adhesives, and tar. All right. Boom. Ooh. The brake and parts cleaner. So, when someone comes over my house and says, "Hey, Zane, I'm going to redo your brakes," I'm like, "Here you go. This is what you need." Professional strength. Quickly removes grease and oil. Leaves no residue. Dries quickly. Chlorinated formula. You can put it in your pool. Chlorinated formula. Yeah, you just spray this right in your pool and it's sanitized. That's a true story. AMSOIL brake and parts cleaner and pool sanitizer. It doesn't actually say pool sanitizer on it, but I think you can. But yeah, so that'll do a good job too. You got the brake and parts cleaner, the heavy duty degreaser. And hold on, I'm not done. They put this one in a smaller canister for some reason, probably because you can get in all the right spots. The 100% synthetic AMSOIL firearm lubricant. Okay. Danger, extremely flammable. Contents under pressure. Firearm lubricant and protectant. Hold on a second here. Found my glasses. Purpose built to help reduce friction and wear so your firearm remains reliable for generations. Designed to prevent malfunctions, providing dependability when you need it most. So, yeah, there's a bad guy breaking into your house. You're like, fuck, man, I used Amsoil on the pistol, and when I shoot his face off, I know it'll work. You can also put this on cereal, I'm told. It is just delicious. Oh, lost. This is like Jenga. Can I get this to stay up there? All right. Look at this place. It looks like a NASCAR event. By the way, it says here, it will also cure corona, too. Yeah, that's right. Thank you, Tarantula Farmer. It will cure the coronavirus. Excellent. You can inject it into your veins, and it'll do all those things. Very, very cool. While I'm at it, at jmsynthetics.com, when you buy anything, I'm giving you a hat. I only have 5 of them, all right? And I want to give them away. And it's embarrassing if I don't give them away because that means that you're not buying stuff. I need you to buy a case of oil or a can of this shit or a can of this or a can of this stuff so that I can give you the hat, all right? So make sure you mention when you buy stuff from Jason Mays that you're a Zane Show podcast listener, and I will send you the hat, okay? It's the last 5 of my snapback hats, and then I'm completely out of merch. jmsynthetics.com. Okay. Friday, I had a meeting with my nephrologist. What? Nephro-ologist. Nephrologist. Now, this is a doctor who knows everything there is to know about the kidney. This lady has looked at all of my information, and she is going to give me a snapshot of me from her words to from her mouth to my ears as to what's going on. And we do. She's in Los Angeles at UCLA, and I do it via the phone. I'm just holding it up. We're doing like this meeting. It took forever to get the meeting to go, but we finally got it all set. And because we had canceled it one time earlier, and she goes, "Oh, thank God," because we needed to get this done. We got to keep the big wheels turning. Proud Mary, keep on burning. All right, and so I will tell you this: the person who is hopefully going to be the recipient of this kidney, I found out yesterday that right now, of the 7 previous people that have attempted this for him, I've gone the farthest. Everybody else has been shut down for various reasons. Because they look at you very, very closely. They look at your physical makeup. One person that was trying to donate to this fellow that I'm trying to help had actually, they found cancer on the guy. So that actually turned out to be a blessing because it saved his life. Someone else had encountered various things that made them no longer a viable candidate. So I'm still alive, man. I have gone the farthest. This is the farthest that this person has ever gotten in hoping and that they can be receiving a kidney. So, and I did not know that till yesterday. I had a conversation with my guy here. It's like, holy shit. This week, I have a meeting with my social worker, a lady named Mara, really nice. And I'm just hoping that with continued progress through this, we can have this done. Now, I'm going to tell you about this meeting in just a second, but you also need to know that the person that I'm trying to give this kidney to, he's also experiencing another health concern unrelated. And he's trying to get physically into shape in order to be able to do this. And they're saying if it goes down, you can be ready to go in 6 months, maybe a little bit more. And I'm like, that sounds like it could be in the timeline of what I'm doing. So we're kind of like meeting in the middle. So if it does come down as soon as maybe like February, I don't know, March, we could be both on the operating tables making this happen. Now, no one's told me that from the hospital, and I don't ask. I just follow their lead. I'm not doing any I'm not doing any. I'm not looking online. I'm not doing my own diagnosis. I'm not doing my what to expect. I don't want to know. I only want to talk to my doctors, and if whether or not I'm a solid candidate. I don't want anything negative infiltrating my brain that's going to make me think otherwise. I want just the facts. Okay. And I talked to you about how I stopped taking this. I'm stopping this anti-anxiety medicine. I was talking to one of the many, many doctors who I've been having discussions with, and one of them is a psychologist. He goes, so how do you feel? I go, I feel great. He goes, I want you to stop taking that medicine. I want you taking as little medicine as possible. Do you feel you need it? I go, no, not at all. I'm just kind of taking it as a placebo. He goes, well, then I want you to stop taking it. I go, all right, no problem, man. So I'm like weaning myself off of it. No big deal. Easy. These are all steps that have to happen, okay? The nephrologist says, okay, Mr. Z, I'm looking at your blood work. The number one thing that is bad for a person with one kidney is diabetes. You have a family history. Your dad has it, and your brother's body wants to give it to him. Jim doesn't have it yet. Even though when about 10 years ago, he called me up and said, I have diabetes. I think he was like, wait a minute. Now you don't? What happened? Did you jump the gun on that? But no, he doesn't have it. And I don't have it. However, my doctor's told me this before. He goes, Eric, your body wants to give it to you. But if you maintain a healthy lifestyle and eat appropriately, which I haven't, and you continue to exercise, which I have, he goes, you can keep it away from you. All right. This doc, the nephrologist, says the same thing to me. She goes, all right, I'm looking at your A1C number. She goes, you're not into the pre-diabetic stage, but I can tell she said the same thing my regular family doctor said. She goes, and you can't have that. She goes, that is what you have right now, though, is not enough for you to be kept from them taking the kidney. You're still good. But if I have one kidney and I become diabetic, this is a big problem. Okay? Eric cannot become diabetic. So right then and there, it hit me right between the eyes. How many times have I told you about the binging? This is softball, and this is a home run. Call it binging. This will make it the 100th show in a row that I've played this.
This is a softball, and this is a home run. Call it binging. Nice boobs, Kyler. Binging. Let's go. Let's go.
Binging. I can't binge like that. It's to a point. I mean, because before I would laugh about eating like that. And then I'd be talking about, look at my fat gut. Oh, it's huge. This is great. This is hilarious. It's not funny anymore because this can kill me now. So right then, I'm like, well, this isn't going to keep the kidney from going away. But if I continue to eat like a cock, it's going to hurt me. I mean, like legit. So this is serious. That's the number one thing. So right then and there, I'm like, I had a last hurrah on Friday night. I had a drumstick, a big drumstick ice cream cone, along with a bagel, a couple of what is that restaurant? Olive Garden breadsticks. Oh, and a little tiny bit of ice cream cake for Madison's birthday. But that's fine. I'm not going to shut it all out. I just can't be binging because I don't want to become diabetic. If I become diabetic, this is all going to lead to a terrible thing. So this really needs to become. I mean, it kind of scared the shit out of me before I needed to be getting the shit scared out of me. I'm not diabetic. I'm not pre-diabetic. I'm nothing right now. But I don't want to be having one kidney and then getting diabetes. Again, this doesn't make me less viable of a candidate. It's just me being preemptive, okay? So that's A number one. Keep that A1C number down. Because when the kidney comes out, I'm on a tightrope, and it's a wide rope I'm walking on, but that kidney's got to stay pristine. Right now, it's awesome. It's perfect. But if I'm binging, we've got a problem. I'll get diabetes. Okay, so there's that. Then she said, all right, and I'm looking at your cholesterol. Another thing that is a strain on the kidneys is high blood pressure. What leads to high blood pressure? Cholesterol, LDL. Okay, there's two. There's the HDL, high-density lipoproteins. You want those high in your body. Those are good. That's good cholesterol. LDL, which comes from saturated fat. Okay, you don't want that. My LDL level is about 40 points too high. I'm at about 144. They like it 100 and lower. I used to have it at that point. I eat too much red meat, is what they're getting at. Again, not enough to keep that kidney from coming out. And my blood pressure is perfect right now. I mean, I'm consistently firing off, 110 over 72. I mean, my blood pressure is terrific, but I'm 50. So if my blood is thick and clumsy and full of garbage, the heart has to work a little bit harder. Then I might need this, okay? This firearms lubricant to get to keep things moving, to inject the lungs, So we can't have that. All of these things, it's like a domino effect. So those are two massive things that can hurt me. So right away, I was like, that was sobering, man. I don't have any disease. I don't have anything that's hurting me, nothing, but I could, and I could put myself in peril if I have one kidney. So we don't want that to happen. So what we have to do now, what I'm working on is okay, dude. And she's doctor says, she goes, now, and then she goes, do you have, and she can't see me. She can only see me like from the chest up. She goes, do you have, I'm looking at your weight and your height, and do you have excessive fat on your belly? And I'm like, see, I'm like, well, I don't know. This is why you got to watch the video. The podcast right now, I'm grabbing giant chunks of fat. Oh my God. Look at this. And I go, a little pudge, no big deal. And she's like, yeah, right. So here we go. This has this was a little bit sobering. So it's like she says, I need you to increase your plant-based diet. I'm not saying cut out meat, but you need to do a little research. I go, I know what to do. I know exactly what to do. And I went to college and have a lot of background in this. I didn't tell her that. I don't want to be one of those guys, but I do know what to do. I know exactly how to eat. It's just so much fucking fun to eat 18 bowls of Cocoa Puffs. Oh my God. Now I'll have those from time to time. I just can't be binging. She goes, you can eat yourself into diabetes. You can absolutely do that. And you can't afford it. So, I'm pretty worried about it. And I shouldn't say I'm worried about it. I'm focused enough to know that is how I need to do it. Could it all be for naught, though? Okay? Because I'm moving on to the next story. An asteroid may hit us. Now, you know that this is right up my alley. We had a story not long ago where we had one buzz by the planet that was huge. I think it was as big as a car. Go by the planet, and we didn't even know it. We didn't even see it till it was gone. Trending now. Hold on a second. Kim Jong-un reportedly in a coma as his sister takes control. I'll follow up on that one later. From the New York Post, so I don't know. Sometimes those are... I don't know. Actually, the New York Post actually gets a lot of it right. So anyway, yeah, and they didn't even know it. Now, if an asteroid that big started to fly in from the back of the room, God only knows what that could do. These would explode before they actually got to the surface of the planet, but still would cause an incredible amount of damage because of the explosion. It's hard to believe that something that is made of rock, maybe some ice, just a big pile of carbon, could explode with such a magnitude. But it's the friction that is hitting this as it flies into the atmosphere. It's incredible. This is the type of friction that affects our spacecraft when they come into the planet, when they come into the atmosphere, like the space shuttle Columbia, the most recent one that blew up about 20 years ago. There was a hole on the wing the size of like a pinprick because something hit it and fucked it all up. In fact, NASA knew as they were taking off that there was damage to it, but nobody said anything. They knew that those guys were going to die because one of the tiles was damaged. All that friction, the heat hits it, and kablooey, blows it all apart. This asteroid is heading our way. And when is it going to be to a point where it could be hitting us? The day before the election. Of course. Of course it's the day before the fucking election. My gosh. Scientists recently spotted an asteroid on a direct collision course to Earth, projected to hit a day before. It's known as 2018 VP1. Is it VP1? November 2nd. That, according to the Center for Near Objects Studies at NASA's Jet Propulsion Laboratory. Now, this one is about the size of this table. And that makes all the difference, obviously. This is not a big deal. If it were huge, we're fucked. 6.5 feet in diameter, according to NASA data, and first identified at the Palomar Observatory in California 2 years ago. They say that there could be 3 potential impacts. Based on 21 observations, with the chance of a direct impact less than 1%. Well, I don't know the difference between an impact and a direct impact, but 6.5 feet, I'm guessing you're talking, it is nothing more than a light show or maybe a really loud explosion. All right. Kim Jong-un reportedly in a coma. This, according to a former South Korean official, claiming on the heels of reports that the northern leader has ceded some of his power to his younger sister, who's kind of hot, man. You picture her in one of those really nasty videos where she's wearing glasses, but the glasses look to be fogged up by something that's not fog. Chang Song-min, a former aide to late South Korean President Kim Dae-jung, has alleged that the Hermit Kingdom's honcho has become seriously ill, and speculation about his limited public appearances this year. Remember there was talk about him being dead some time ago, and then all of a sudden he's like, yeah, I'm fine, no big deal. Some people are saying that they did that with smoke and mirrors. We shall see. His sister, though, could be in charge. Interesting. Can you imagine Trump meeting with her in another meeting? Everybody's like, oh, yeah, Trump's meeting with more dictators. Great. By the way, the Republican National Convention starts today. Typically, when you do these things, the last day of the event, they welcome out the candidate, and typically, like in the Democratic one, you had people speaking on the behalf of Biden leading up to the big day where they say, ladies and gentlemen, here he is, Joe Biden. And then he's in front of a camera in his fear bunker. And he's sitting there talking about, hey, you know, I can do this. I want to be a great president. Trump is speaking every single day of the Republican National Convention. I think he's doing it from the White House, though. So is that, I think, unless I'm getting that wrong. But the whole thing is kind of weird because of the coronavirus. But I'm anxious to see, the coverage of it. I talked about that. And how the networks, how they like position their coverage, because it was like a gigantic big deal on ABC, NBC, CBS, even Fox, CNN, about the Democratic one. I'm anxious to see how their approach is on the Republican National Convention. Okay, I got more coming up, but first I want to mention my friends at Blue Frost IT. All right? If your kid has a computer and it sucks, you need an upgrade to the hard drive. Get set up with a solid-state hard drive from Blue Frost IT. It's going to set you back about $300 and an hour of your time. But the computer will be so much faster, and your kid won't be bitching at you all the time about getting a new computer. And that's going to save you money. So the kid needs the kid needs a decent piece of equipment if they're being the school, and your kid might be going back to school like in person, but they also might be coming home. Or maybe they're doing a hybrid plan. They need a decent computer. So Blue Frost IT is doing that right now. 616-200-8550. It might be a little less than $300, might be a little more. It just depends on time, okay? But typically it takes about an hour. Typically it's about $300. Blue Frost IT, 616-200-8550. They're also the ones for small and medium-sized business to be the IT specialists. They are a managed IT service provider. Your business needs that. You know, a lot of times these businesses have a managed IT service provider similar to Blue Frost, but anything over the allotted minutes for like a week, and they're going to get screwed right in the butt, okay? I've heard about businesses that pay like what they think is a set fee each week or month or whatever, and then all of a sudden they're given a bill for overage. Blue Frost IT has alleviated all of that. You need more information, go to 616, or I should say go to bluefrostit.com or call them at 616-200-8550. While we're talking tech, if your business has a data center, you need Green Clean Technologies, 616-560-7272. Their efforts to maintain a sterile, pristine environment inside of your data centers is second to none. There's all sorts of particles floating through the air in your data center, and you got to make sure that it is clean, okay? You're probably wondering what I'm doing right now. I'm getting my logo out in front of the damn microphone. 616, sorry. Reach out to them at greencleantechnologies.com. That is their website. Thank you to greencleantechnologies.com. Meanwhile, Van Dyke Mortgage, 231, I'm in the weeds, 231-332-6505. If you need a mortgage, reach out to Van Dyke Mortgage, 231-332-6505. Mario's working hard, whether it be your first time, your 10th time, a refi, you name it, they do it all at the Mario Flores Lakeshore team of Van Dyke Mortgage, NMLS number 3035. Okay. Hockey is played in that bubble where the teams, they like, in order to stay safe from coronavirus, they're like interacting with people very little. They stay in a pristine environment where nobody can get in or out. They're doing the playoffs right now. I can't really get into it. It's just weird to be, I just haven't been watching any sports really. About the only thing I've really watched is baseball, and that's kind of like I'm barely watching. However, I did watch a Tiger game the other day, 2 nights ago, and the Cleveland Indians had some kid pitching. It was his first start, a 23-year-old rookie, and he was 6'5", 165 pounds. I mean, he was an absolute beanpole. He looked uncomfortable. He looked like he was a poster boy for fucking Feed the Children, man. His jersey was so big on him. Oh, my God. Bobby Sands, God rest his soul. If he were looking at this dude, he'd say, "Man, oh fuck, you need a cheeseburger." I'm guessing 0.5% of you get the Bobby Sands reference. It's probably Adam up north who gets that joke. But anyway, 6'5", 165 pounds. I'm not 5'8". I'm like 5'7.5", and I weigh 175. 6'5", 165. And the dude's throwing like 96 miles an hour. I was waiting for him to whip it, and then his arm just come flying off. Oh, my God. Can you imagine if that guy put on like 45 pounds of muscle? He'd probably be throwing at like 300 miles an hour. Jesus. So I'm not watching any damn sports. It sucks. I hate it. I cannot get into a bit of it. It just dawned on me, in fact, that the NFL is coming up. I guess they're not doing a preseason. They're doing training camp right now, and for the Lions, I think their first game is September 13th. I guess I'll be watching that, but I don't know, man. This whole thing is just fucked. I want this year to end. I just want to banish it from my memory. It's all so strange to me. Well, they're doing the hockey thing, and one of the announcers for the NHL on NBC is a guy named Mike Milbury. You may remember Mike Milbury. First of all, he always says something stupid. He's hilarious. He always says dumb shit all the time. This is a former player who was a badass when he played. He played for the Boston Bruins, and he's known for, he was the guy during the 1970s who during one game against, I think it was the Flyers. Let me try I got this right. Yeah, Mike Milbury of the Flyers is, let me send this link to me so I can play it. Send me a link. It was the 1970s, so the players are like, no helmets, and this is the time when, like, there was a fight every minute of every NHL game. It was incredible. And the Flyers and the frickin' Bruins are playing, and there's a fight. And while the game is going on, this is at a time when there wasn't like plexiglass that was way high up, okay? The fans could very easily get access to the players. And so the fight is breaking out, and then before you know it, one of the fans that's there reaches over and somehow gets involved and like gets a stick or something like that, and then all hell breaks loose between the fans and the Boston Bruins. And the Bruins go into the stands December 23rd, 1979. Madison Square Garden. It couldn't have been the Flyers. It had to have been like the Rangers, right?
Up to Esposito, one side in alone.
Yeah, it was the Rangers
Esposito
and the Bruins.
Behind everybody. Move right in. Rob. And Cheevers made the stop. You would not believe that finish.
Okay, the game is over.
All alone, smashes his stick and breaks it as Jerry Cheevers stoned Esposito.
Well, the Bruins were extremely lucky there, Fred. Ray Bourque had the puck at center ice. He
Ray Bourque.
Guy
played like 50 years.
He the Ranger in. He elected to shoot, and Esposito came through all by himself.
All right, now the Rangers and the Bruins are mixing it up. No big deal.
Well, around there. I don't know what the temper's sprayed. Nobody's thrown a punch, but instead of going to the dressing room,
you can tell the style of these old-time announcers.
The dressing room is Phil Esposito. After Bourque had it, went for the empty net, blocked by Greshner. Somehow they fed Esposito from the blue line end all alone, and Cheevers, what a stop.
He made a tremendous stop. Esposito took a stick and broke it over on the glass in about 3 pieces, but Jerry Cheevers stood his ground.
All these players are just standing around looking at each other.
From Esposito's point of view, he did not get it as high as he would like to have.
Okay, now they're drifting over to the side.
Well, we got a little thing going on here between Beaton
and Secord.
Al Secord. He was fucking crazy. Here you go.
As O'Reilly is out into the stands, and this is going to be something. O'Reilly's into the stands fighting with a Ranger fan.
I'll link this up for you.
Are going over.
Fans and the hockey players are fighting.
They're all into the stands. McNabb's going up to grab somebody about 7 or 8 rows up. Well, this is too bad that after the game is over, it gets out of hand like this.
Gets out of hand.
You got to worry about a spectator. Well, the Bruins are at a decided disadvantage, Fred, with those skates, and somebody could get seriously hurt.
They're at a decided disadvantage. These announcers are drunk, okay? That's what you did in the 1970s. This is 1979, so they're getting hammered. I mean, fuck, you got to be losing your fucking mind. Apparently, back then, the fans would get involved all the time because they're like, oh, yeah, now the players are going into the stands. No big deal. All right, yeah. The Bruins are at a disadvantage because they're on skates. They climb over because somebody tried to grab dude's stick. So then they spill out into the stands, and they're just beating the shit out of fans. And then fans, all these New York Rangers fans in the Garden, they start beating the shit out of the Rangers. Well, this guy, Mike Milbury, while one fan is getting the shit beat out of him, Milbury grabs the guy's leg, and his shoe comes off. So Milbury takes the shoe and starts beating the guy with the shoe.
Oh, this does the game no good at all. The breakout, but they fail to clear the ice at the end of the game. And the Bruins, it seems.
I'm telling you, this is great. 1970s, back then, this happens. Everybody just goes to the locker room. That's the end of it. No big deal. Nowadays, if anything were to happen, an altercation like where the fans get involved with the players, we got to have a candlelight vigil. The team has to disband. All the players aren't allowed to play sports ever again. They're bankrupt. You take all their money, take their children. Everybody's arrested. Back then, you just go, fuck you, and everybody goes back to the locker room. No big deal. So Milbury does that. That was the type of player he was. This dude is in trouble, though, back to today because of this right here. And this is so ridiculous. The players are in this bubble in the NHL. They can't have their family come in, nothing. There's no influence on them. They just play hockey. And that was the point that Milbury's trying to make. And listen to him get into the weeds because of the woke crowd.
Come here and play hockey, and if you think about it, it's a terrific environment with regards to if you enjoy playing and enjoy being with your teammates for long periods of time, it's a perfect place.
Not even any woman here to disrupt their concentration.
Oh, and also, too, no travel.
Not even any woman, or not even any women here to disrupt your concentration. Holy shit. Kablooey! The whole world goes crazy because Mike Milbury says not even any women here to disrupt your concentration. So everybody turns and all the people shaking my damn head. SMDHO facepalm. Oh my God, this is so terrible. I am so hurt. We must now cancel hockey. We must now cancel Mike Milbury. You cannot say that about a woman. You just can't say that about a young lady. You can't say that about women in any way. It's like, dude, shut up. This couldn't be more true. 99% of the hockey players are constantly trolling for chicks. That's all they do. This is what they do from town to town. They go to the next town. They're less concerned about the game, more concerned about who they're going to bang. What are you, crazy? That's what he's talking about there. And who cares if he said it? All the hockey players do this. It's all they do is all right, who's available to bang? Okay, sounds good. There you go. They're called puck bunnies. They're in every stadium. There are these women that show up there, and they just sit there and wait for somehow some eye contact. Before you know it, you got a meeting. Boom! You're nude. Happens all the time. Trust me. I know people that do this. And then you got the ones that are superstars in the league. You know, that's the only way you can be a superstar in any league is by not being involved with puck bunnies. If you aren't, you're either gay or you're just committed to the game. Maybe not gay, because then maybe you could get slammed by a dude. But that's true. Mike Milbury, with him saying there's no women to distract you, it's 100% true. And now everybody is just, now, yeah, it's a little old-fashioned to say, yes, but who cares? Everybody is just killing this guy over this, saying, cancel, stop. Oh, my God. And Milbury's like, I don't give a shit. I hope he doesn't apologize. In fact, I need to look that up. Let's see. If I type Mike Milbury news. Oh, no! He's off the broadcast. Well, this is NBC. I think they're the ones who got rid of Jeremy Roenick, too. He will not appear on NBC sports coverage for the rest of the 2020 Stanley Cup playoffs. The news comes one day after the NHL condemned Milbury's on-air comments that players aren't distracted because there are no women in the league's bubble. They describe that as insensitive and insulting. Who gives a shit? Come on! In light of the attention caused by my recent remark, I have decided to step away from my role. He was made to say this at NBC Sports for the remainder of the Stanley Cup playoffs. I do not want my presence to interfere with the athletes as they try to win the greatest trophy in sports. That's ridiculous. Not only did they have a problem with Milbury saying it, the woke crowd, but they had a problem with Brian Boucher, I think you say his name, for not like, hey, what are you doing there, man? You can't say that. That's a problem. What do you expect from a guy who would rip off someone's shoe and beat him with it in the stands? Oh, my God. This is terrible. The NHL said it had communicated its concerns to NBC, saying Milbury's remarks did not reflect the league's value and commitment to making our game more inclusive and welcoming to all. Milbury apologized on Friday. It was not my intention to disrespect anyone, Milbury said in a statement. I was trying to be irreverent and took it a step too far. Man, if that's a step too far, fuck. I will never, ever be on any broadcast ever, if that's the case. There is zero chance that I could ever be on any broadcast ever. If you say, yeah, man, there's no chicks to get, oh my God, that's not even a good joke, okay? Who cares? This isn't the first time Milbury's been flagged for being insensitive. In 2012, he said Penguins coach Dan Bilesma should have, quote, taken off his skirt and gone over there during an in-game scuffle. That's awesome. In 2011, Milbury referred to Canucks players Daniel Sedin and Henrik Sedin, the brothers, as Thelma and Louise. Yes, I love this. Milbury also made disparaging comments about women's hockey on a broadcast earlier this month. I wouldn't like that. I don't know why you would do that. I would have to know what he said in order to be able to dissect that, though I don't know the comment. Okay, no, this is what he said. During the second period of a qualifying round matchup between the Penguins and Canadiens, Milbury said playing in an empty arena was like being at a college women's hockey game. All right, I can see where they'd get pissed, but let's face it, nobody's going to the college women's hockey game. Many women's hockey programs took umbrage and tweeted rebuttals. Well, who gives a shit? All right? I mean, that'll get more people at your games, right? Earlier this year, NBC Sports parted ways with another of its lead analysts, Jeremy Roenick, for inappropriate comments about coworkers. Jeremy Roenick said that one of his colleagues in the broadcast was so damn attractive, it's a dude, that he would I forgot what he said, something about he would do a threesome with them or something like that. What was it? He repeatedly commented on the appearance of analyst Patrick Sharp and lead host Catherine Tappan, who's a dear friend of his. Roenick said that if he, his wife, and Tappan were going to bed together, that would really be good, but it's never going to happen. He said that on a podcast. My God. Come on. What can you do? That I can't stop the big machine of cancellations and wokeness. I get it. I understand. That's how it's going to be. I don't have to like it. But I would have made every single one of those jokes. Every single one of them. Those are all jokes. Levity, being a smartass, being stupid. There should be no problem with that. None at all. That is all bullshit. Speaking of which, in the same vein, actually, before I do that, I should probably check the email. It's been too long. Oh, I got to check that out. Apparently, Mike Milbury had said something before that was kind of a misspeak on his part. I can't get to it right now. Hang on, I'm in the weeds. Come on, go. If you ever want to send me an email, that is the Green Clean Technologies inbox, eric@ericzaneshow.com. I try to check on the email from time to time during the show. Mike Milbury apparently said something here with Jeremy Roenick that he didn't want to say. I don't know how long ago this was. Okay.
This is a long-standing rivalry, but it changes from era to era, year to year. How has it changed this time?
Well, it used to be that the Rangers got the short end of the stick physically, but they're not the blue shirts from Broadway anymore. They're the blue shirts from the Brickyard. They have really taken a shine to John Tortorella.
Wanted to say blue shirts from Broadway and drop blue shits from Broadway.
This is a long-standing rivalry, but it changes from era to era, year to year. How has it changed this time?
Well, it used to be that the Rangers got the short end of the stick physically, but they're not the blue shirts from Broadway anymore. They're the blue shirts from the Brickyard. They have really taken a shine to John Tortorella.
Reach out, eric@ericzaneshow.com. Emailer Tim, who is just a troublemaker. I really wish Milbury would have stood up to the cancel culture and doubled down on his comments about the slutty puck bunnies, which is what he was referring to. Look, I love women who behave as slutty as dudes. I am fully in support of a woman singing WAP. Okay? You should. If a guy can go around and brag about being a slut and bang tons of women, if you feel like you want to do that, you better damn do it. You are empowered. I love that song. I didn't like it yesterday when Jackie was walking around the house singing it. Fuck, Jackie. And I could tell it was coming. I could hear her listening to it on the phone. She was plotting. I knew what she was doing. She was doing it just to make me uncomfortable. And then I hear the song playing, and she's singing all of the lines that she can. She knows the lyrics to WAP by Cardi B. And she's so good at memorizing the lyrics, she's singing all the words except the nasty words. So basically, she's only singing about 3% of the song. And she just stops singing, but Cardi B's not stopping singing. And it's like filling the house. I'm like, stop it, you sick animal. What is wrong with you? So that is what Tim is referring to about the slutty puck bunnies. Hey, if those chicks want to go out and get a fresh D from a pristine athlete, a top-level hockey player, well, more power to them. What the hell is Jackie's number? I don't know it off the top of my head. Perfect opportunity. Family update. You all love it when these things happen. So hopefully she'll be able to take the call. I don't know if she can. Jackie. phone's looking at me. There we go. There we go.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I've been better.
Why?
Well, I was just discussing with everyone about you playing WAP.
I wasn't playing it. I was watching TikTok.
You were singing the words.
I wasn't singing the bad words.
You know how terrible that is to be involved in that scenario where that song is probably the most aggressive, sexually charged song on the planet.
I didn't know you knew it.
Well, it's kind of my job to be plugged into things going on in the world. You realize that. I probably knew about that song before you did.
Probably. There's a dance to it on TikTok.
You were trying to learn how to do the dance to WAP.
I was not. I cannot do the dance. My knee is broken.
This is terrible to me that you are even aware of it. I mean,
I am a grown adult.
I know you are, and I can't do any damn thing about it. I just wish that you could just refrain from these type of moments around the household.
That's very hard for me.
What?
I said that's very hard for me.
Do you? Is it because you know how it makes me just really wrecked? That's you enjoy watching me be in pain, right? That's what it is.
Yes.
Yeah, I hate it. It's a killer.
It makes for good content.
Oh God, yeah. I get the feeling that these sick bastards that listen to this show or watch it that they enjoy this very much, and I hate it. I absolutely hate it. It's so awful. I wish it didn't happen. And you just going around. I mean, I listened to that song once, and I am the nastiest of nasty. And I was made to blush. It was horrible.
Yeah, it's bad. Well, Maddie does it too.
Oh my God! Come on.
She's on TikTok more than I am.
That's a million times worse. She's 18 by 9 hours.
Yeah.
All right, I gotta go.
Okay.
Aren't you at work? No, you can't work because of your knee, right?
I can't work, dummy.
When do you go back to work?
2 months.
All right.
Yeah.
Hey, I was talking with Zaniac Kenny, and he told me that you're supposed to shop alone.
You said you can't talk about this.
And then after he told me that you can't shop, that you have to shop alone, he told me 100 more times in a 15-minute phone call that could have taken 10 seconds.
It's not that. It's just he's with me while I shop because he has to push me around.
I don't really care. I just wanted the opportunity to make. I just wanted the opportunity to make fun of Kenny for not being able to tell a brief story.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Don't ever Don't ever do anything with that song. Don't ever bring it up anymore. No,
Oh, okay.
What do you think about the NHL hockey player? NHL hockey announcer who was there was a game going on. He said, "Yeah, you're getting better hockey because there's no women to distract the boys."
Really?
Yeah. What do you think about that statement?
That's dumb.
No, it's not. It's true.
It's not.
Yes, it is true. You know how many? You know how they are.
Yeah, but they're professionals. They know better. They can focus on a game for a little bit.
No, they can't. Do we need to mention names?
No.
They cannot.
Well, you can't say that out loud, though.
Why?
Because that's sexist.
Well, okay, but it's 100% true. So, anyway, he's losing his job.
Oh, well, yeah.
That's okay?
Yeah, you can't say things me like that out loud.
You're crazy.
In 2020.
You're crazy.
You're crazy.
Bullshit. I'm going to say it all the time.
Are you sexist too?
I guess so.
Okay.
Are you with your stupid, filthy song?
I didn't make the song.
All right. I got to go. I hate this. Okay, I love you.
I love you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.
There you go. Princess of the Forest. We've got 2 princesses of the forest, 1 prince of the forest, 1 queen of the forest. Princess of the Forest looking for sponsorship. Hey, anything can be sponsored on this stupid show. All right. Of course, she's going to be all about cancel culture. Hey, Zane. So today is my daughter's first day of school, and I took the day off from work. However, because of COVID, parents are not allowed to be at school with their kids, understandably. This is from emailer Tim again. Instead of doing house and yard work, I decided to put your show on 3 TVs, my iPod and my phone. Thank you. As always, love the show. Sorry about the emails today, but I'm bored, and that's more of a you problem. No, I get it. I don't have a problem with that at all. Let's see here. Cancel culture comes for the weak. I really wish Milbury would have stood up to the cancel culture and doubled down on his comments. Yeah, we already read that one. All right, I did a video over the weekend when I was having trouble with this compressor. And I went to the audience to help me with it, and it actually worked. Alan from Blue Frost IT reached out to me and was able to, through the video, able to help me and get me to get the thing working. But, of course, I was having problems with getting the feed to work to be able to do the video. So I started to have a temper tantrum. And Kevin in Muskegon he's relatively new to the whole thing. I'm not even sure how Kevin in Muskegon, you know who Kevin in Muskegon is, for crying out loud.
Hey, what's happening?
You know?
The clip of the day.
He's never seen me enraged, and he was shocked at the rage. This one described as Zane effing.
Man, I'm just fucking furious right now.
And that was because I was dealing with the phone not working.
You motherfucker! I'm going to throw this fucking phone through the wall.
He wrote, I have never seen such rage. Well, just keep it tuned. It's bound to happen.
Shit!
Oh, my God. All right. Well done, Kevin.
Shit!
Thank you. As always, reach out, Eric at ericzaneshow.com. Okay, where was I? All right, back to the Sofia Vergara story. If you remember, it all went down like this. There was like all this discussion about Ellen being mean, and the show needs to be, here you got a show that has 1,000 or more people on it working on it at different times. And tons of people are put to work on this show. And so there was all these rumors about Ellen is mean on set, okay, and that it's a rough place to work. Well, this is kind of weird because, you don't really know what is true and what's not, but if people were coming out of the woodwork saying, oh, yeah, it's true, and then she's like, no, that's not true, and then there was the discussion about you can't even look at Ellen when you're on the set, and she said that couldn't be further from the truth. So I think the truth is somewhere in the middle. Now, if this is the type of workplace where, people are under a lot of pressure and it's supposed to go a certain way, if you, in this day and age, like Jacqueline was just talking about, have any aggressiveness to you, you're fucked. Okay? You cannot, you're just not going to make it at the workplace. You can't do that. Back, however long ago, it was very easy to say to somebody, hey, what the fuck is wrong with you? You would have bosses saying that to workers. In some of your jobs, you might see that all the time now, but it's becoming a problem. more and more people have like, no, you can't talk that way to me, even though I'm the shittiest employee and I just cost you $50,000. Yeah, I just wrecked the delivery truck, but you can't call me an idiot. You know, it's like that nowadays. So who knows what is really going on there on the show. But the shit has been rolling downhill, and Ellen did an apology, which kind of like validates the people who've said, so it's probably there is some truth to it. I have no idea. I'm only assuming that there is some truth to that. And she's like, no, you know, we gotta do better and all this stuff. So she's kind of half woke on the whole thing. But who knows what is true and what's not. They just fired 3 bigwigs in charge of the show. Maybe that'll stem the tide. But then there are people saying the whole show needs to be wiped out. And I'm like, fuck that. You know how many people's livelihoods depend on that show? We just talked about that. You can't just go and say, all you people now. I mean, what good is that going to do? If you just go and cancel the whole show and all these people involved in this giant production of the show now can't work. You know how much money that brings into these people's lives, and the fact that they have a job, and you suddenly just want to cancel the show? Fuck that. That would actually do a lot more harm than just actually dealing with the problem, if there is one at all. But all right, so she's been trying to be out front with it and dealing with it. And then one of the other things that came down the pipe was everybody was taking. They made a supercut of Ellen DeGeneres with Sofia Vergara from Modern Family. Vergara's been on this show dozens of times over the years, like for a decade. And one of the bits is with her thick accent. English is the second language for Vergara. She has this, it's really hot when she talks, Vergara, but she's a word murderer because it's a second language. So she's got a thick accent when she's using English. And Ellen always just calls her out on it and has fun with her, and it's just hilarious. And everybody for years has thought it was just the most fun thing in the world. No one's batted an eye because they're friends. But then you fuckers go ahead and you take that clip and you try to attach it to the narrative of DeGeneres and trying to destroy the show. And it was working. And it's like, what? How can that even be? So then at this point, now I'm solely in the camp of Ellen DeGeneres, of her being able to turn that show around. But she's not really holding up a middle finger or anything like I wish she would. She's like, bowing down to the whole cancel culture and trying to like finesse her way through it, which is horse shit. I'm starting to think that the way to go nowadays when you're being canceled is to fucking stand up for yourself and fight a little harder. There have been people that have done that. If you remember Joey Diaz, he did that. He made some horrible jokes about some chick and everybody tried to cancel him, and he put his fucking dying foot down and in between puffs of his cigarette said, fuck you. I am uncancelable. I'm beginning to think that is the only way you can avoid this, is by meeting this with your big fat dick hanging out and saying, I dare you. Try it. Try to cancel me, motherfucker. And so this has all been happening. Vergara to the rescue, but it took you long enough. What the fuck? Why didn't you come out right away? She has finally broken her silence. After all of this bullshit about Ellen making fun of her accent has resurfaced. This article, says from popculture.com. The Modern Family star frequently appeared on Ellen's show as a guest, and DeGeneres made fun of Vergara's Colombian accent in one of those appearances, well, many of them. While fans have called out DeGeneres for being racist. She's so racist. Shut up, asshole. Vergara said she was always in on the joke. My God. Quote, yeah, we're two comedians having fun with each other to entertain. I was never a victim, guys. I was always in on it. Vergara tweeted on Friday. Ellen's like, I wish you'd have done that 3 weeks ago, man. Come on. She tweeted this Friday alongside a clip from a 2015 appearance she made. At the time, Vergara and DeGeneres were discussing a CoverGirl commercial they made together, and DeGeneres claimed Vergara had difficulty with the script because of her accent. They gave her the hardest lines, too, because we have to describe what's in the cover girl makeup, and she has such a hard time pronouncing any of the ingredients, DeGeneres joked in the segment. Vergara laughed off the comment, telling the host, I think because you are much more famous than me and older than me, so they give you priority, and you read the script first, and then you're the one that make me say those words because there's no way. They make her look pretty and make me say the important information. It's all good. You're a bunch of assholes. Whoever had a problem with this, go to hell. I honestly wish I'm a little bit of a hypocrite because I'm a little scared still. There's a thing in the world where you can't do accents anymore. Accents are great. There's a few accents you can do. You can do like Irish accent. You can do German accent. Any European nation, you can do the accent. But if you do Indian guy, if you do Middle Eastern guy, if you do Asian guy, if you do Latino guy, you're fucked. And frankly, I just don't want to open up the box, okay? I just don't want to deal with the trouble. So if there's ever a bit that I want to do and I want to do an accent, it pains me because I want to do the accent, but then I always get like scared to do it, you know? But if I ever did do it and people tried to cancel me, hell, nobody's going to cancel me. I'm a fucking nobody. If anybody ever did try to cancel me, I would want to stand up. I want to try to get in a guy who is I think on the same page as me regarding this. If I can just get him to pick up. Come on, Stu. We had such a good time speaking last time. Stu killed it on the podcast last time. And I think part of the reason is because he didn't know he was on the he thought he was on the Patreon. So he was extremely loose with the lips. And he's like, I'm worried I'm going to get canceled now. Don't worry, Stu. You and I are losers. Losers don't get canceled, okay? We are two of the least known people that speak into microphones. People that no one gives a shit about do not get canceled. Only people who matter get canceled, Stu. So we're pretty much cancel immune because of the lack of people that actually give a shit about us. All right. So there you go. Vergara to the rescue. It's about damn time. Okay. There is a college in Michigan that they're like, hey, man, if we're coming back to school, we better be safe. Well, the school is doing just that. And now all those people who said, we better be safe, they're like, oh, no, we're too safe. We don't like this. Wait till you hear this shit. That's coming up. Hey, I've got a coupon code for you to use at horizonhydroponics.com. At checkout, use Zane Show when you're buying your supplies so that you can grow your buds, all right? And you can save 10%. All right? horizonhydroponics.com. Orders over $250, you get shipping free, or go to one of 4 locations on Alpine in Grand Rapids. Byron Center is the growers outlet, and then they have the Kalamazoo store and the Lansing store for horizonhydroponics.com. Patriot Nick says, that's the goal, Eric. If you're afraid to speak freely, mission accomplished. Well, yeah, I would say that is true. So I think that over time I could possibly get back doing those accents, but it still scares the shit out of me. So, yeah. And a lot of that comes because of radio. That was a radio thing. There was a very famous radio guy named, he's still on the radio. I think he got it back, named Elvis Duran, who I think he might have done an accent, and then they fired him. So, my God. All right. Couple more business things to take care of. This show comes to you from the Metalworks Body Shop Fear Bunker Studio. Thank you to them for sponsoring the studio and for being a sponsor of the show, man. If you crack up the camper, travel trailer, fifth wheel RV, you know you don't want that thing all beat up. You don't want to look like some redneck when you're going camping. You want that thing looking good, so you got to get it fixed. They'll work with your insurance company. They'll make sure that they do an amazing job. Michigan's largest spray booth, the place in West Michigan to take it when you get it done. They work with the dealerships, too. You know, the one that matters most specifically, Terrytown RV. So if you buy one from Terrytown and then you're like, oh, my God, I wrecked it. Where do I take it? They're going to tell you to take it to Metalworks Body Shop in Coopersville, Michigan. You need more information about where to go. Just go to their website, metalworksbodyshop.com, or just click on their logo at ericzaneshow.com. It'll take you right to their Facebook page. So they got the Facebook page and they got the website. They're awesome. Love them at Metalworks Body Shop. Excuse me. BK Guns and Stuff. I'm making plans to go over there and shoot a video and make a video. Oh, no! My freaking firearms lubricant just fell. Hang on. That's better. And it was crazy. I mentioned BK Guns and Stuff, and then the Amsoil firearm lubricant fell. Oh, my God, it's cosmic. BK Guns and Stuff. Call them at 616-902-2447. Anywhere in the United States. If you need a gun worked on, you can send it to them from anywhere in the United States. They'll give you the particulars about how to appropriately ship it. They will fix it. They will clean it, refurbish it, customize it, and send it back to you. There is a Zane Show special, okay? Ask about the discount when you get the shotgun with the Trump's dick pump action. They can actually take the thing that you pump for your home defense shotgun, and instead of that thing, you can actually get Donald Trump's dick on it. That is a true thing. Ask about the Donald Trump pump action, dick action for one of their customization jobs. I'm still waiting on pictures of a new shotgun to look like Donald Trump's dick. Thank you to BK Guns and Stuff, 616-902-2447. All right, there's a lot of weakness on the podcast today in terms of people overreacting and responding stupid. But here's how it goes. Albion College, they decide that they're going to have the students come back. This is one of the schools that is doing it that way. You know, a lot of these, they went back, and then like one weekend, like these major universities got like, all right, we changed our mind. We're doing it from, remotely. This is how you got to do it. Coronavirus shit. Albion's like, nope, the students want us to come back, right? The students are like, yep, we want to come back. We want to do it that way. Okay, well, since you want it that way, we're going to do it. We're going to make sure that there's protocols in place, all the various social distancing, wear a mask, all that stuff. And we have this app that you have to download, and it's going to track you so that you don't leave campus. Now, right away, you're like, huh? Yeah, there's an app that they have, and you can't leave the campus. Now, you might be thinking Big Brother, but the school is like, no, you can leave whenever you want, but you got to let us know. So they're really doing their diligence to keep the students safe. So basically, the students said, what are you going to do to keep us safe? And they said this, and they said, no, we don't want to be safe. Well, make up your fucking mind, you assholes. Listen to these kids.
In some corners of the internet. Earlier this month, Albion College announced that as part of its plan to allow on-campus in-person instruction, students will be tracked. Students have downloaded an app that will follow their location. They're not allowed to leave the campus area. But the school says this is about public health, and they're not playing Big Brother. News 8 Spartan Dieter spoke with students and school leadership.
Yeah, Big Brother is a lot different than that. Big Brother is when the state is watching your every move so that you comply with their state mandates or their government mandates. This is what they asked for. So you're basically taking the Big Brother narrative, and because you think it resembles it, you're calling it that. But, I mean, you asked for this.
He has our story new tonight.
You can see behind me, testing is taking place here at tiny Albion College. It's part of their plan to keep students safe as they return to campus, but not everyone is on board with all of the stipulations. It's move-in day at Albion as its 1,500 students are back to start the fall semester, but things are going to be a lot different this year. Students are being tested upon their arrival and will be quarantined for the 48 to 72 hours it takes to get the results. They were also required to download an app which will be used to track students in case they come into contact with infected people or...
This is great, by the way. Here's the test. Now go sit for 72 hours, and we're going to make sure you don't move. This is what you got to do. And if you're negative, then yeah, you're free to move around the campus, whatever you want. And if you want to leave, just give us a heads up. That's it. That's all you got to do. And everybody's bitching.
If they try to leave the Albion campus area.
The app also does record their location in the same way that your fitness app might record your run around town or your steps during the day.
College President Matthew Johnson said the app is not giving the college data on the students' movement, and students can get permission to leave.
We're trying to measure and moderate and manage the risk that might be associated with you coming back to campus.
Johnson said 9 out of 10 Albion parents and students said they wanted on-campus schooling. He wants to avoid being like other colleges where campus opened up only to shut down again after outbreaks. Some online publications seized on the college program as part of their claim that COVID...
The only thing I would have done differently if I was that guy running the school was I would have said, okay, this is how we're going to do it. And if the majority of you want to do it this way, we will. If it's an overwhelming majority, even go as far as 80%. Okay? If that's how you want it, this is how it will go. This is how it will be. And you let them know well in advance. And then if they don't want to do it, then you just do it a different way. Then you just actually do the online learning. I mean, if you present that to that, I think that might be the only mistake. And maybe he did do that, and they're just not talking about it. As long as the people had the information well in advance and they knew what they were getting into, then they can make that choice. I don't have a problem with any of this.
Is being used to curtail freedom, and an online petition has gathered a couple thousand.
I'm starting to hate the word freedom.
Signatures, but it's unclear how many of those have anything to do with Albion College.
Having my location on at all times with the college, I'm not comfortable with. That's an invasion of my privacy, and I stand behind that. It's a firm belief of mine.
Hayden Baker, a 2017 Holland Christian High School graduate, is okay with most of the restrictions, but he'd rather be online than be stuck on campus, unable to go to his job.
Let us leave. Let us go to work. Let us see our family. Let us see our friends.
But many students see the restrictions as the price to be paid for spending time on their beautiful, beloved campus.
I appreciate the rules. It may stink right now, but, this is what we all wanted. We all wanted to be here, so I appreciate it.
One case could explode and every single person could have it. Yeah, which would be awful.
Reporting in Albion, Barton Dieters, News 8.
All right, so it's shit. We have COVID. I'm sick and tired of people looking at the playing field that we have and trying to fit the way life was onto the way it is now. I mean, fucking that ship has sailed, man. You better figure this shit out. You better get used to the way it's going to be. Everything is different, and it will be for the foreseeable future. And the quicker you accept that, the better off you'll be. How about this generous action from one Joe Martinez? I got a call on the late stages of last week. I think it might even have been Friday. And I talked about this with the Patreon crew. Joe Martinez says, I want to install a brand new furnace, 100% paid for by me, him. He is paying for it, for one of you. Okay? And he wants to do it for someone who is in need. So, I have a furnace, and it works fine. If your furnace works fine, this isn't for you. And in fact, I'm doing it in a nominating fashion. This is taking a page from my old days on Free Beer and Hot Wings when we would do the holiday break-ins, which is still a thing. By the way, side note, they have a new charity right now that I mean, weirdness aside from the shows, listen to what they've done, and then I'll talk about Joe Martinez. They have selflessly committed to, whenever anybody buys one of their VIP memberships, it costs you a certain amount a month or per year, they take the money from that, or some of it, and they're making a big pile of money. They've established an actual charity that they call Idiots for Underdogs. And then what they do is they take this mountain of money, and then when people are in need, they're like, fucking writing checks. Here's money. Here you go. Here you go. I'm like, oh my God, that is brilliant. How about that? Very, very cool. So and they're doing it right now in similar fashion. It's like they described it as a holiday break-in for the whole year. So this is kind of like that, because I'll need you to actually nominate someone. But Joe Martinez is going to install a high-efficiency furnace, a Comfort Maker brand furnace, comfort with confidence, in someone's home. Like everything, completely done. All the install, all the equipment. And this is thousands upon thousands of dollars to get this done. A brand new install. Joe Martinez is doing that. So with A&E Heating and Cooling. So thank you, Joe. Thank you to the Comfort Maker. And all you need to do is you need to email me, eric@ericzaneshow.com, who you think would be a good recipient for this. Okay. Now, this is where it gets just crazy, because I am going to take all of these and, damn it, hang on a second. My firearms lubricant fell again. Did you hear that and see it? Hold on. Ow. Blues Brothers, this is glue. Good stuff. I'm always talking with my hands and banging on the table, and then it moves like a millimeter each time I do it. Idiot. Okay, hang on a second. Jason says, quit beating the damn table, knucklehead. Yeah, I'm doing my best. Leave me alone. Shut up. Don't tell me what to do. All right. Okay. Where was I? What was I talking about? What are you talking about? Oh, the charity. So I'm going to take all these stacks of nominations, and then I'm going to give all of them, make a copy to like Diana, and then give a stack of them to Madison, a stack of them to Jackie, me, even Jim. Jim won't have time. He's busy working 2 jobs. So I'll give them to all of them, and we're going to read them. And then we're going to have a meeting, and I'm going to say, all right, what's your top 3 candidates? And basically, it's the scenario, the circumstances. So you're going to have to make them as detailed as possible for me to find the recipient. Now, this is not a random draw. It's going to be based on need. And what we think is someone who really, 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 really needs it. So know that all of them, I'm sure, could be worth it. But I actually have to say this one needs it more than that one, and that's tough. So no butthurt allowed. We're going to do our best, but we must make that decision. And the only way to do that is to read through every single one of these and determine that this household needs this little break, needs that positive thing that's happening. It could be a household that is, job loss, and they have a problem with their furnace setup, or maybe someone is sick and they could use this. I'd really like it to be someone who needs an upgrade on their furnace. I don't want to be, I want it to be that type of scenario. Somebody really has an old setup that's constantly breaking down. That's what we're looking for, and they cannot afford to get a brand new furnace setup, okay? So that's how it's going to work. you must email me, eric@ericzaneshow.com, subject line, Joe Martinez. Subject line, Joe Martinez. You can tell I just thought that up right there. Joe Martinez in the subject line, or A&E Heating and Cooling. I just thought it up. I just did it right there. Just happened. Send those along, eric@ericzaneshow.com. And then what we're going to do is we're going to have this done, all read and chosen. One will be chosen by October 1, okay? And the job will be installed by October 15th. That, according to Joe Martinez from A&E Heating and Cooling. I'll be repeating this quite a bit during the. I'm going to try to repeat it once a show. Okay. Meanwhile, Kent County Health Department reminding you to cough into your elbow, be socially distant, wear a mask. Did you hear that interview with Nurse Mary from the health department? I love her. She is such an ass kicker. You may have seen it. I posted it to social media, and I made the audio available for you to check out. Thank you, Kent County Health Department, man, working very hard to keep us safe. 4 COVID testing stations around the area. You know, those kids need to be vaccinated to go back to school that they're going to be sent home from. Think about that. The Kent County Health Department can do it free or with very little cost if you qualify. Go to accesskent.com/health for more information. Thank you, Kent County Health Department. TC Paintball. I try to put them at the top of the sponsor list with great regularity because Rick gets so bummed. But you're at the bottom this time, just by luck of the draw. You'll be back on top one day. Trust me. Thank you to Rick from TC Paintball, who has also, get this. He has donated another $100 to help out Big Dick Donnie Veltman. Okay? This has been a recurring thing. So he is buying $100 of gift certificates to Howard City Lanes, and I'm going to have another drawing for those gift certificates. Okay? Thank you to Rick from TC Paintball. He turned around and he said, yep, we were sucking shit during the winter months of the pandemic, but with the outdoor venue, we're crushing it. So this is what I'm doing for another Zane Show sponsor who is currently sucking tons of shit because of the coronavirus. And I'm like, man, this is incredible. So amazing. Thank you so much to Rick from TC Paintball. You want to schedule a party? You'll be outdoors, either on the airball playing field or in the tactical village. You'll have a great time at TC Paintball. Book a party by reaching out to TC Paintball online at tcpaintballgr.com. And last but not least, if you got a business, you're probably not utilizing Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, and any other social media to spread the word about your business. StellaFly is all you need. Go to StellaFly.com for more information about how your business can utilize social media appropriately. They do it for you, all right? You're busy making pizza or having paintball parties or working your heating and cooling business. You don't have time to sit there and, yeah, here's a special on Facebook. Tag me for 5% off. Fuck that. She's going to do all that for you at StellaFly. Thank you to Laura at StellaFly. You're a great group over there. StellaFly.com for your business to be utilizing social media appropriately. Okay. Man, it was a party. It was a socially distant party for another Great Legs get-together Friday at Great Legs Winery, Brewery, Distillery in Holland, Michigan. And I'm not going to lie to you, there was some things going on behind the scene that was making it so Great Legs may have had to shut it down. Not a coronavirus. Well, I guess it's kind of related to coronavirus because the way the virus in the state of Michigan shut them down, that definitely hurt some things. So they've been struggling with a couple of things going on, and then another unrelated thing that has had them like scratching their heads about what they're going to do next. But they're back on board. I'm glad to say that the Friday event was not a going away party. And it was touch and go, like a day-by-day thing with them. It is not a going-away party. There will be more parties at Great Legs. So you can expect the usual crowd of maniacs, zaniacs who were there. I think the one who stole the show was Zaniac Amanda, who, man, the frankness at which she will grab her phone and show you the various marital aids that you can buy from her company that she works for. What are they called again? Dildos Are Us, something like that. It's Simple Pleasures, Pleasure Truck, Pleasure Van, Pure Romance. That's what it is, Amanda. Thank you. I'm sitting there, and it's Zaniac Mitch and his lovely wife-to-be, Christina, who I will be marrying them in Traverse City. This is it's me, the tarantula farmer, his lovely better half, and Amanda, lovely Amanda. And Amanda, of course, wearing all pink and her hard eyes glasses. I don't know how we got on the subject of her marital aids, but I mean, all you got to do is just bring it up, and then, people realize it's okay to talk about, and they're talking sex swings that you like hang up on the door so you can, for those hard to reach places. And then I see her scrolling through the images. I go, "What's that?" And she goes, "That's a cock ring." I'm like, "What?" "Yeah, that's a double pleasure." "Yeah, it's double pleasure." "Well, what do you mean?" "Well, you put it on, and then this spot hits the I don't even like saying it. Hits the you-know-what on her, and then this also elevates your balls for a more intense orgasm." I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm just like nodding, going, "Yeah, okay." It's just unbelievable. So then I'm like, "Okay, great, thank you." And she goes, "Oh, you got to get this for Diana." And she didn't do any complaining there, and she doesn't really sound like this. So I actually feel bad doing it. She goes, "You got to get this for Diane." I go, "What is that?" She goes, "Well, what you do is you put this in her underwear." I'm like, and then it like folds over, and then it like attaches to the underwear, and then this hits the good spot, and then you like hold this remote and you hit a button, and I'm like, oh my God, man. That is hysterical. I can just imagine the video of her like squirming all over. And so she's showing me this product you can buy. And then everybody's ears are perking up. Nobody will admit to wanting to talk about it, but everybody was like glued to the app or the website, that she's like scrolling through all these crazy things that you can buy that I had no idea. Oh my God. And people traveled from so far for this event. The tarantula farmer lives in the Lansing area, or even east of it. God, I forget exactly where. You had the group from Saranac. Jason and Trish were there from JM Synthetics. By the way, great truck, Jason. That thing is a beast. This giant lifted, huge ass truck. Oh my God. That is that is American metal right there. Also, faraway places. Speaking of that, not only did you have Melinda and Jessica coming from Tennessee, but Pellerito came from Lake Odessa with his lovely better half, Mel. And anybody else who came from far away. I have the best supporters. I am not a mighty show in terms of numbers, but man, you guys really, really buy in. And to be there for that was a great party. It's like 25 of us doing our thing, drinking the wine, drinking the beer, drinking the grappa. Melinda and Jessica even brought me some non-alcoholic beers from Tennessee that weren't like, Anheuser-Busch products. They're like craft beer non-alcoholic, something that I've never had before. It was really, really great. So I can't stress enough how much fun we had, and I'm looking forward to having another one with them further down the road. All right, yeah, got a late start, but I think we managed to get through 2 hours of this show. That is going to do it. I have another podcast coming up. I will be doing the Patreon bonus podcast. If you want more information about my Patreon, just check me out, patreon.com/Eric Zane, or click on the logo at ericzaneshow.com. That's going to do it. runs on freedom. And would you do that? Would you go to jmsynthetics.com and buy something so I can get rid of these fucking hats? I don't want these hats anymore. Go get a free hat. I want to give you the hat. Just buy the firearms lubricant. Buy some firearms lubricant. You're going to use it anyway. Some of you guys probably go through a can of this a fucking weekend. You need brake parts cleaner. Buy that. I'll give you a hat. Get the heavy-duty degreaser. There you go. Okay? You can spray this on Patriot Nick to get him extra clean. All right, folks, thank you very much. Ending on a bad joke. Love you, thank you, and have a great rest of your day. Talk to you down the road. Bye-bye.